Welcome to our series, Breaking Through for Mission Advantage, where we look at how the strategic shift to integrated software-defined IT platforms can help agencies achieve greater mission outcomes. I'm Wyatt Cash with Scoop News Group, and here to talk about how agencies are leveraging automation to improve their operations and their mission outcomes is Kevin Manwiller, Operations Director for the Department of Defense at Cisco. Kevin, thank you so much for joining us. And let me start by asking, what key technology modernization initiatives are you seeing that defense agencies are implementing or considering in the way of automation to improve mission outcomes?
Well, thank you for having me today, White. I really appreciate it. The major technology we're seeing in terms of automation is actually network automation. So when you think about our defense customers, they're using IT and innovation as a competitive advantage to help advance their mission. So cloud computing, machine learning, AI, combined with cultural changes from the pandemic, like remote work, evolving workforce, are a big part of this. So the network is the common dependency on all this. Yet administrators really haven't changed the network in 30 years and how they operate it. So today it remains mostly a manual process. And that's why automation of the network needs to be implemented into the defense operations today. Visibility into the entire network is one of the benefits where you get a single view of everything. It takes the human error element out of the equation. So changes, upgrades, patch fixes, downtime, et cetera, are all automated. And of course, awareness of anything on the network in real time with a quick path to remediation. And that plays particularly well in the cybersecurity realm.
Well, given all that's on CIO's plates, why does architecting and implementing a more holistic platform approach offer agencies a better long-term value in their efforts to improve mission outcomes?
Yeah, in terms of long-term benefits, there's really two components to that. There's cost control and there's easy access to innovation. So when you think about a platform approach, cost control has to be built into that. And from a cost control standpoint, it's important because agencies can use and pay for only what they need. So turning up and turning down devices and services on the network or in their infrastructure or in the data center becomes critical. And gone are the days of doing these high CapEx heavy network hardware buys where gear is sitting in a warehouse, maybe taking 2, 3, 4 years to deploy. You simply turn it up and turn it down as needed. But the platform is also beneficial because it gives them access to innovation, quick, easy ways to deploy technology that can help them at any time that they need it. Real-time use and utilization of software capabilities at the touch of a button. So this really helps avoid long acquisition timelines for capabilities, and it gives agencies everything they need to be used whenever it's needed.
And I especially appreciate, how that saves time on the acquisition side of things. Next, what are the key challenges, though, that agencies are facing from your point of view in trying to implement a more holistic platform approach? And what's needed to, really help them take greater advantage of that approach?
Yeah, that's a great question. Obviously, what we're talking about here is change. And as I mentioned earlier, network administrators have been doing this job on kind of a network device by network device, one-to-one basis for 30 plus years. But we also talked about all the benefits of automation and software. So it should follow that the IT departments want to change. But the key challenge, as I mentioned before, is just changing their operational model. And that requires a change in some of the skills that their employees have, their IT staff have. But the good news is it's not complicated. It's very simple to take a network engineer today and do some minor training on software and software management and software development and turn them into staff that can support an entire software-based network and an automated platform.
And then what lessons can you point to where agencies have been able to see what we'll call breakthrough outcomes by pursuing a platform approach?
Yeah, I talked a little bit about cyber earlier, and one of the most important items our customers face, obviously with everything going in the world and the things we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis, is being cyber ready, and specifically meeting requirements imposed on them for the CCRI, which is the Command Cyber Readiness Inspection. So a fully automated and software-driven network allows our customers to see all the components of their IT infrastructure, what needs attention, what takes priority on remediation, And the best part about it is it provides a simple, easy remediation path for them. So the visibility and the observability in a platform have helped elevate our customers' security posture and provides the accountability to meet these CCRI criteria and requirements.
And then lastly, what would you say is the business case for working with an experienced industry or integrator partner to, really help agencies achieve these breakthrough results faster?
Yeah, as we talked about, evolving and modernizing the network to a software-based platform is difficult. And this is where industry can really come in and make a big difference. We talked about all the benefits of it. I think it's understood across the board that this transformation and modernization of the network has to happen. And there's a lot that industry can do to help that. Obviously, the first point being engineering excellence. So at Cisco, we live and breathe networking. We've been doing it for 30, 40 years. We have lots and lots of people that are trained to make this modernization effort easy, and the rest of the industry can help with that as well. The other thing industry does is hardware as a service model. So as I talked a little bit about earlier, traditionally people have been buying infrastructure in bulk orders with CapEx dollars. And we're seeing our customers and making a recommendation to our customers to try to transition to a hardware as a service model where they're really just buying what they need from a hardware standpoint and paying more of a subscription fee for what they need. And they'll use it as long as they need it. If they buy it and 3 weeks later they don't need it, they send it back and it comes off of their bill. So hardware as a service is a model that we think is going to be really critical going forward that industry can help with. And the last part is managed services. So a lot of our defense customers are very good at defense. It's very challenging to have a fully operational IT staff and a fully manageable network staff as well. So many of them are looking at managed services, which is essentially taking that responsibility and handing it off to industry, and industry is expected in return to deliver an outcome and a result. And we've seen a lot of success with that from industry in serving and modernizing our defense customers.
Makes a lot of sense. Well, Kevin Manwiller, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to join us and sharing some of your insights on, how a holistic IT platform approach is really helping agencies and the Defense Department in particular, get to the modernization levels that they need. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate the time.